all my dear teachers and my lovely audience. Myself, Mariotti Khalkungo from JNB Mautham. I'm standing here to present a presentation on the paper on Hinduism by Swami Vivekananda on the Parliament of Religion in 1893. So first of all, I want to begin with the words, that is, Sisters and Brothers of America. Those words are the words that shook the world, and it shocked the people. It made them feel the belongingness when Swami Vivekananda started his speech. First of all, I would like to show you the contents on what we're going to focus on today. Historical context, that is the Parliament of World Religion 1893 and its significance. Some few about Swami Vivekananda and the historic speeches and the legacy impact. This is a bit of the Parliament of World Religion in 1893. This was the first formal gathering of representatives from Eastern and Western spiritual tradition. It brought up a lot of people from all around the world to speak on the religions. A bit of our Swami Vivekananda, young monk. He was born Narendranath Datta in 1863. Vivekananda, he was also a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. And at age 30, he represented Hinduism at the Parliament in Chicago, bringing ancient Vedantic wisdom in the Western world. Now, there are three parts being shown here. Now, the only one we're going to focus on is on the paper on Hinduism that was on September 19. At the heart of Vedantic wisdom, at the heart of Swami Vivekananda Hinduism paper, there is the Vedantic wisdom. It is a philosophy that teaches us that our soul are divine, and the ultimate goal of life is for us to understand this divinity that we have. Now, from this point, universal acceptance that you see here, we can see that all religions lead to the same truth, that is one God, all religions. And the soul's nature, that is the Atma, the soul, that it is purely divine and it is identical to the Brahman. Now, we see the practical spirituality. Practical spirituality shows that it explains that religion, it should just not be mere rituals, but it should be a path where it's gonna teach us human about being pure and for us to rise and become better. Now, we have the unity in diversity. That is, even if we have different gods, different religions, we have different expression and how we express our God and how we worship them, it's still the same God. That is, we unite, even if we're diverse. Now, the next slide, we have the core principles of Hinduism according to our Swami Vivekananda. That is the eternal nature of Atman, which means that our Atma is pure, and it is living. It is about the past life, and it is not dying. It has no dimension. We have the critique of Creator God. That is, our God is formless. Now, karma and reincarnation is about how our deeds and our thoughts will lead to our destiny. Now, we have the social and ethical teachings in Vivekananda Hinduism. That is, Swami Vivekananda, he fought the caste system, discrimination, then this superstition, and he also supported right to education and women empowerment. Now we see about the social service. That's also one of the most important type of worship that he says. Now, through the paper that we see, we can notice that everything all brought up to tolerance, unity, and the brotherhood, love that we must have for one and each other, even if we're diverse. Now, this was the impact and the global significance that he had on the whole world. He also brought Hinduism to be to clear up these misconceptions that people had on Hinduism, even if they were worshipping, that is idolatry, because that is their way of expressing and worshipping their God. And in conclusion, we see that even in our world, despite of our differences and our change that we have with each other, we must bring forward the vision that he has of human spiritual realization and human service, so that will go hand in hand. Only this much. Thank you.
Okay, Mario, it's a well presented paper. You have spoken about integrity, tolerance, brotherhood, and you have also highlighted the fact that Swamiji, he stood for equality and women empowerment.
Yes.
I have two questions for you. You have spoken about social inequalities.
Yes.
So, first question is, what are the social inequalities that exist in the Hinduistic, hierarchical system? And second is, how do you think universal brotherhood and tolerance can be brought about in a world where there's so much of intolerance and hatred today?
Ma'am, for the first question that you mentioned about the Hinduism hierarchy, inequalities, it's about those caste system that we have, the lower caste and the high caste. Actually, it's a human tendency to feel like that when they feel great about themselves. But then I think if more brightness will be shown to others about what is right and what is not right, what is wrong, maybe they will all understand, and bit by bit, slow by slow and steady, we will reach the point where we can change other people too. On the second question about again, ma'am?
How can universal brotherhood and peace and harmony exist in a world where there's intolerance and disharmony?
Ma'am, like how Swami Vivekananda mentioned, sisters and brothers of America, we understand that we're all human. We have feelings and we have thoughts. We understand that we know what we are going through is not just a mere person who's going through. A lot of people are going through the same thing, and we know that we have solutions. We can have counseling, and we can speak on what we're going through so that we can help each other. Now, if we are giving any suggestions on working through some points, now if we have any problem on that, we can solve it together if we're going to share about what we're having problems with. Now, brotherhood, as Swami Vivekananda said, even if we're diverse, that actually depends on our mindset. If we're open and we understand each other, that will be achieved very greatly soon.
Okay, Mario, you mentioned that Swami Vivekananda fought against discrimination
Yes.
and caste system. Why do you think he fought against the caste system?
So, on that point, he was an Indian and a Hindu too. He must have went through a lot of things in his life. He has seen a lot. That was why he went to Chicago for the religion of Parliament, because he has seen a lot of things happening around him. Now, which literally didn't have such a good impact on each other, which really made them feel like they're being discriminated, and a lot of bad things are not being solved. Now, if he went out to the West and speak about what is to be done, then I think that's a very good thing to give a good example for others. Thank you, sir.